generating a lot of buzz with just talking about this story all morning. Well, with prom and graduation season here upon us, teenagers have a lot to celebrate.
They do, and some of these celebrations at times can involve co-ed sleepovers.
Just by the way.
Yeah, co-ed sleepovers have apparently become a part of teen culture these days. Even high-profile teenagers in Hollywood are doing it. Edward and Bella frequently have sleepovers in the Twilight series that your kids are watching and reading about. Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez in real life recently went on a Hawaiian vacation together and then had a sleepover at his grandparents' Canadian home. But child care experts say that co-ed sleepovers aren't usually as innocent as they seem, and that parents should err on the side of caution. And I have to say, as a parent of a 13-year-old, should she come to me in the next few years, I will say no. You know, that's it. I'm not to be your friend. She'll probably hate me for it. I don't care if your friends are doing it. No, because of the things that you know can and do happen.
I mean, I'm not a parent, and I already can tell you I don't want to have a daughter, and I already know what can happen, too. I mean, it's just common sense, you know?
I think it really does depend on the situation, and one-on-one is so much different than a whole bunch of people.
Right.
And I know I'm not too far out of high school, a little ways, but we used to have big parties, and people would all stay over and camp out. And yes, there were boys, yes, there were girls, but nothing bad ever happened. I mean,
but are we talking what kind of bad? Did they get together?
Teenagers are teenagers, you know?
Well, you can't just say that in a block. You can say some do, some don't, and you're just kind of protecting your child from, you know, giving them the opportunity.
I think the general idea of a co-ed sleepover is not, you know, sex, drugs, rock and roll. I think it's just a fun time, but
hanging out with your friends.
It can get out of hand.
It can lead into that. There's peer pressure. I think there's a lot of people have kids that don't want to even go to these things, but they get pressured into getting invited and feel like they have to go. And I think, as I was looking on the internet, there's so many advice, you know, columns about this. Your parents can be a scapegoat for you, and you can actually have them say, oh, you can't make it, and that might help one of you, you know, a kid who probably doesn't want to go to a co-ed sleepover. It's a little nerve-wracking.
But again, if you trust your kid and you know that your kid is capable of making the right decisions, you know, people have friends who are guys and who are girls, and it's nice to be able to spend time together.
It is.
And I enjoyed all the sleepovers I went to, and I never got in much trouble at all, and I loved it. I loved being able to sit up with my friends around a campfire and just laugh all night long.
See, that's a perfect example of how things can end up happy and
in a good situation, but things can go bad. But you know what? Just like we are having a little, a heated discussion, they are also doing it on Facebook as well.
Yeah, I just quickly threw something up on my Facebook before. We got Tamika Murray here says the only co-ed sleepover should be with your siblings. Victoria likes that. Co-ed sleepovers lead to negative reactions and actions.
And on the Winging It page, we've got something from Barbara. She says that she would let her team have a co-ed sleepover. She says she trusts her son, his friends and parents, and also asks if you can't trust your own child, then who can you trust?
All right, that is just the tip of the iceberg for our comments. Let's head to Emily.